Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back here on my home turf, and guess what? We have that latest in mid-size trucks that's an all-new trim. It's this truck right here. This is a 2025 Toyota Tacoma, but guess what? This is not just any Tacoma. This is the first ever Tacoma Trailhunter. But before we get into this beefed up overlanding taco, let's talk about what's going on here. The Tacoma. Been in Toyota's lineup for years, and there really is a die-hard group of fans and people that love to go off-roading and overlanding and everything in between that will do anything to protect their Tacoma and the heritage that it represents. The great news is that Toyota has added to the Tacoma lineup with this new Trailhunter trim, bringing a lot of not only off-road worthiness, but also brands that stand for that off-road durability. Now, in this mid-size segment, there's another key player. It's the Chevy Colorado ZR2. What I want to find out is this Trailhunter, Tacoma Trailhunter, the king of the mid-size trucks? Let's go ahead. Let's dive into ours and see if we can find out. Right off the bat, I love this Trailhunter specific color called Oxide Bronze Metallic. It looks spectacular in the Florida sun, and depending on how much light there is, it really changes the personality of the color. Now at the front of the business, you're gonna get, of course, the redesigned look, all new headlights, LED daytime running lamp, LED headlights, turn signals, and then you'll also notice the specific Trailhunter badge inside the headlight housing. The one zonk that we have right away is this guy right here. Why do we have fake corner vents? The Tundra doesn't have them, the Sequoia doesn't have them, but for some reason, the Tacoma has them. So I definitely gotta zonk that, but the Oxide Bronze looking spectacular. We drop our way down and you'll see how they really just kind of creatively sculpted the bumper. Not only give it a good look, but that's gonna help with approach angle, departure angle, and of course, the articulation of the suspension. Now, as we come across the front Heritage grille, you got the Toyota badge in a bronze tinge, LED lighting built into the actual grille, and of course a forward-facing camera, fully functional. I like the fact that it's flat black. Now working our way down, we have more functionality, but you'll also notice the Rigid Industries. That's one of those brands I was telling you about, Rigid Industries driving lamps. And what's cool about these is that you could change them from amber, which you see right now, to bright white, all by the press of a button when you're behind the wheel of this Trailhunter. Like the way they went with the metallic silver, and what they did was taking the skid plates off the TRD Pro, the aluminum ones, this gets steel, stamped steel skid plates to protect the inner bits under the belly. You're looking up front almost 2 inches of lift and about 1.5 inches out back. And of course we have an electronic transfer case. First time ever on a Tacoma, electronic automatically disengaging sway bars, and of course that electric rear locker out back. But let me know what you think about the face of this new Tacoma Trailhunter, especially compared to the Colorado. Now, as we rise up, love the hood. The reason why is, unlike the TRD Pro, you don't get the fake hood scoop. We already got the fake vent here. We don't need a fake hood scoop. Very bold, muscular hood. Coming around the bend, when you go Trailhunter, you're actually getting flat back black on the fender flares, and it's actually a little bit larger fender flare than on the TRD Pro. TRD Pro, they do gloss black. WTF Toyota, that's kind of weird. You'll notice that we have the iForce Max badge because we have that turbocharged hybrid power underneath the hood. And then dropping it like it's hot, you're gonna notice Trailhunter specific wheels. This is a 18-inch, love the bronze finish off-road style wheel wrapped in these Goodyear Wrangler Territory RT off-road tires. Tires are 265 on the width, 70 series sidewall, and this is a 33-inch tire. I was kind of hoping for a 35-inch tire. Let me know if that bothers you in the comment section. Lori's gonna zoom on in and show you all that suspension. We have that forged aluminum upper control arm with the Trailhunter badge on it. And we have Old Man Emu suspension, all four corners. Like I was telling you, it's all about the brands and the companies that Toyota work with to develop this Trailhunter. Old Man Emu, they know their stuff when it comes to suspension. You're gonna have a lot of articulation within the suspension because of the disconnecting sway bars. And then what makes this really awesome, this particular Trailhunter, is we have a snorkel. So you can see where it breathes from behind there. You could go in almost 4 feet of water. 4 feet of water with this Trailhunter. This is one of those trucks to take you beyond what the TRD Pro can do. Love the Trailhunter badge, and they did a great job in such a short amount of time to develop this off-road sub-brand with the little compass there. You do have your rock sliders from the factory on the Trailhunter, and flat black on the door handles. Like I said, I'm digging the flat black. From the side, the proportions of the new Tacoma are spectacular. Up top, we have this ARB roof rack system, or not to say roof rack, but obviously bed rack system. You could mount all sorts of extra lights up top, whatever you need. ARB, another awesome brand. You have LED lighting built into the composite rear bed. This is not metal. This is composite. It won't dent, it won't rust, it won't corrode. And the Toyota Tacoma was the first Toyota to have that over the Tundra. The Tundra was the first to have the Trailhunter extra trim. Just a little fun fact. Now out back, same thing with the wheels and tires. You can see our box frame, Old Emu suspension, Old Man Emu suspension out back. And then as we swing around, you'll notice that we have an extra set of those LED lights in the bed. Look at the way they do the fender. Great looking fender, nice flared fender. And then tailgate. Love the way it's got the Tacoma name insert, the letters inserted, so it pops off the back, that beautiful oxide bronze. We have our iForce Max badging. And then working our way down the lower corner, look at our tow recovery hooks. These are actually ARB specific tow recovery hooks. They got the spare mounted nice and high out of the way. You do have full tow capability. Ow, that freaking hurt. Stamped steel ARB rear bumper. And then you ready for this? You ready for the magic trick? Watch this. Electric dropping tailgate. It drops and it raises. Love this nice pad in here. This really is going to protect your bed and also protect your stuff. Underneath here, you do have a air compressor so you can air up or air down. Plus, there's a lot of other things that you need air for when you're overlanding, like a tent, your air mattress. We do have our adjustable. Love the way they have these sliding adjustable track system with our tie-down locations. And then you have LED interior lighting, plus on the passenger side, you do have a home power source, which is great. And then, like I told you, check it out. You got that electric raising rear tailgate. But why don't we go ahead? We told you about all the goodies on the outside. Let's pop the hood and talk about performance of this Trailhunter. All right, guys, we got the hood pop. You do have a prop rod. I'm not going to zonk it because I know people who do overlanding, they don't need hood struts to fail right in the middle of an expedition that they're on. But underneath the hood, you're going to see that hybrid power plant. We got the electric motor out back, and then up front, you'll notice the special air box for our snorkel system. There's the Trailhunter badge, because that's unique to the Trailhunter. And there's the rest of the pieces of the puzzle. No more naturally aspirated V6. But guess what? Really, none of the other trucks that are midsize have naturally aspirated V6s except for the Frontier and the Jeep Gladiator. The rest of them are all turbocharged. But this is a turbocharged hybrid power plant, 2.4 liter turbocharged inline 4 with the electric motor, 326 horsepower, 465 pound-feet of torque. It's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, 0 to 60 in 7.3 seconds. It weighs 5,478 pounds. MPGs, these are amazing MPGs. 24 in the city, 23 on the highway. You can tow up to 6,000 pounds. That's more towing than previously. And then, like I said, you have the 2-inch lift up front, 1.5-inch lift out back, and you have a special Trailhunter specific clearance trail exhaust to make sure that you're not going to get any exhaust components hung up on anything when you're going down your favorite trail and you're hunting for new trails. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire this up and see the Trailhunter move. All right, guys, we are inside this 2025 Toyota Tacoma Trailhunter. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, after Thanksgiving is now over. After Thanksgiving, I need some mental health. I need to get my mental stability back in check. I just want to get away. And I don't think a regular Tacoma is going to do it for me. I'm liking this Trailhunter because I want to go overlanding. How much is it? Very good question. MSRP, $66,000. But let's see if it's the truck to help you balance your yin and yang. To the door panels. Love the nice simplicity, but they brought some color with the contrast stitching on that bluish gray finish. Soft touch on the armrest. Black soft touch up top. And then you'll notice around the switchgear, no gloss black. Everything is flat black. You got the Trailhunter name. And then you got that pocket where you could easily put 2 leftover turkey legs from Thanksgiving. Down below, easily enough room for 3 Yoo-hoos, and we have the JBL premium sound system. Now going from the door panel to the dash, you got the Toyota Heritage badge. Love the way they have this. It almost looks like cement. They did a nice texture on it. And then that contrast stitching with the soft touch. You do have enough room for 12 Thanksgiving Day Twinkies. What's a Thanksgiving Day Twinkie, you ask? It's a Twinkie that's filled with cranberry sauce instead of cream, instead of vanilla cream. Sliding on in, we got the 14-inch infotainment system. You've seen this before. It's the latest in Toyota multimedia software. Up top, we have the cool removable speaker. So when you get your tent, you could bring this in here and jam out to your iTunes list. And I like the way it locks and charges right in there. Real volume knob, real knobs for our dual climate control. 3 stages of heated seats, 3 stages of ventilated seats, and a heated steering wheel. Toggle switches for your AC controls. And then wireless charging. A place for 2 Snickers in case Bigfoot shows up while you're overlanding. You want to give him something so he isn't hangry and beats the heck out of you. 2 USB-Cs. This is going to control your 8-speed automatic. You got your mode selector knob. I'll show you that when you come to the business side. You got your 4x4 system. 2 high, 4 low. And then you have your trailer setup, camera views, rear locker, and the sway bar disconnect. 2 cup holders. I wish they would update their key fob by now. You know, it was Nissan that didn't update their key fob since the beginning of time. Now it's Toyota. Come on, Toyota. Moses had this for his ship. Come on. Soft touch material with the stitching. Open it up, you got some felt lining, and this is where you could keep your nuts. So after Thanksgiving, usually, you know, a lot of people like to have walnuts that are shelled, and you have your nutcracker. You can keep your nutcracker in there and your nuts, and you don't have to worry about bruising your nuts or anybody busting your nuts or you busting a nut. And then the seats, the soft text material. Love the design, the piping, full electric assist for the passenger, full electric assist for the driver. The one thing I'm still scratching my head about, no sunroof whatsoever. Kind of weird, but you do have your digital rear view mirror, and check it out. There's a lineup. They're having a Kia car show right behind us. Kind of weird while we're filming, but hey, to each their own. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel of this Trailhunter. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have your power seat controls, easy to get to, all within fingertip reach. And then the seats, they're so comfy, and they did a great job. Heated, ventilated. I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of room in here. Steering wheel. The only thing I don't like is I wish I had like a Trailhunter badge or the Toyota Heritage badge. That would have just been a nice touch. You do have flat black on the switchgear. It is a manual tilting telescoping steering wheel. And then you can see the buttons over here. You could actually get a winch, air horns, extra lighting, and that's how you're gonna light up your light bars and those fog lights I was telling you about. Behind the wheel, 12.3 inches of visual pleasure, smacking you right smack dab in your face. Love the clear graphics when you go into your different modes. It's like a freaking video game. Sport, eco, normal, all those good. They need to have like a Bigfoot mode. They can't have Sasquatch because that's Ford, but a Bigfoot mode or maybe even a Yeti mode. But I love the full digital gauge cluster, and you have a head-up display. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the back seat because I want to take you for an off-road spin in this Trailhunter. Hi guys, back seat time. And this is where things are still tight in the Tacoma, but they're also tight in the Colorado as well. Really the only truck that gives you the most room is going to be a Honda Ridgeline, but a lot of people don't consider that a truck, or the Gladiator. But we moved the seats forward just so we could show you what the heck is going on. Now back here, you could have a few cow pies, slide those in. Those are perfect to look for when you're overlanding. You got 2 cup holders, and what's funny, it says capped bottle only. What happens if you don't put a cap on your bottle? Will the world end? Will your Trailhunter explode? I'm almost tempted to do it. I'm gonna do it. When we do for our drive, I'm just gonna put bottles in here with no caps, and we're gonna let hell freeze over. Down below, 2 USB-Cs and a home power source. And then I love the different color material. The gray seats really kind of just spruce things up in here very nicely. No center armrest, that's a zonk. But I do like the way they did the seats with the piping. And you have, of course, your power sliding rear window right behind your head, which is kind of nice. But why don't we go ahead, it's that time. Put on your hiking boots and get your sleeping bag. We're gonna go for a little overlanding drive in this Trailhunter. All right, guys, we are behind the wheel of this 2025 Toyota Tacoma Trailhunter. We've gotten to a little bit of a trail here, and what I did was I put it in neutral and I shift the 4x4 system, turn the dial into 4 high, and now we're gonna choose our mode. Now remember with the modes, you got sport, normal, and eco. So I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it in sport for this particular part of the drive. But as you can see, when it comes to ground clearance, when it comes to the movement of the suspension, the articulation, the wheel travel, this truck really has a lot of that great equipment to allow you to be a pro at what you're doing. And that's important. What I love about the Trailhunter is that it's not so much of a rock crawler. I mean, you do have, you know, your usual settings to allow you to go off-roading very easily, but it's not really a rock crawler. It's more about finding that area where you want to do your overlanding. And with all the good components that they're using, the old man Emu suspension bits and all the other pieces that come into play here, you could see just how it makes it very usable, very drivable when you're going off-road, and allows you to really be at control. I think that's the key, is having that control while you are off-roading and feeling confident, right? It's all about feeling confident, but it's great to have the 33-inch tires, those off-road spec tires, but it's even better all the suspension that we have here. And that's what makes this so freaking usable. And as you can see, I mean, because it's a mid-sized truck, it's a good size to where you could place it exactly wherever you want to. And the great news is that yes, we don't have those amazing seats with the suspension in them off the TRD Pro, but you're not getting a lot of vibration coming into the cabin, believe it or not. And that's making it actually very, very comfortable and really just a lot of fun to operate here as we're doing our off-roading. You know, here in Florida, we have the sugar sand, and that's always an issue with certain vehicles getting stuck in the sugar sand. But in this Trailhunter, you are not gonna get stuck whatsoever. Look at this, here we go. It's like sand surfing, I love it. Nice. Just really controllable and makes it a lot of fun. But yeah, like I was saying, I mean, I'm not being thrown around like a rag doll in this interior. And it all comes down to the great suspension that this truck has with the compression and the rebound damping. And of course with the wheel travel. And then with the snorkel, you could go up to 4 feet. 4 feet of water in this thing. That to me is quite phenomenal. Here we go. On throttle! This is just a ton of fun. It really, really is a ton of fun. But what I want to do is I want to show you how much fun it is to go off-road, but also how easy it is to drive on-road. So let's hit the asphalt jungle and see how this Trailhunter does. As we're getting back to the highways and byways of the real world, we're still able to showcase just how great this truck is, man. And I'm telling you right now, if you think you're gonna miss the torque and the power of the V6, this hybrid system has plenty of torque, plenty of power. I'm gonna go ahead and put it into 2 high since we're going on the regular road. And it shows up in the dash that we made our selection. I'm gonna go ahead and put in sport mode. And that's another thing, is that getting on road, this thing has the power. Here we go, you ready? On throttle. Here we go. Nice shift from the 8-speed automatic. What I really think is kind of cool, I know some people are gonna find it probably annoying, is with the snorkel, you could really hear the intake and the turbo spool off. And it really, I don't know, just adds this extra like badassness to this truck. If that's even a word, badassness, but if it's not a word, it definitely should be a word, and this truck definitely brings it. But that's the great thing about this, is that, you know, you're gonna have to take it somewhere to go overlanding, unless you live out in the middle of nowhere. And I think what's great about this truck is how good it is to drive on-road. The MPGs have been phenomenal, even with the 33-inch tires, and even with the weight of this truck, with all the off-road goodies that we have on it. Plus, I mean, you're sitting in the lap of luxury with heated seats, ventilated seats, 14-inch infotainment system. I mean, all the different camera angles allow you to be an off-road or on-road pro with this thing. But like I said, I think the proof is in the eating of the pudding, and once people get behind the wheels of these different Tacomas, you kind of start to really appreciate what they're bringing. All right, guys, we're making a U-turn, easy peasy, on throttle, here we go. I tell you, I love the sound of that snorkel. But as you can see, I mean, driving on the highway, it's actually quite phenomenal how they did such a good job when it comes to things like road noise. I mean, yeah, you're getting wind noise, of course, with the size of the truck and all the other goodies and add-ons that we have. But other than that, not a lot of tire noise like you would expect. But you got a great looking head-up display. But the comfort of this truck is really where it just wins. Wins. I mean, all it does is win in the comfort and the drivability. And yes, it doesn't have the linear low down torque delivery of the V6. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. But with the hybrid system, you're getting quite a kick off the line of torque because of the electric motor. And I'll show you in a few seconds here when the light goes green. But just like other infotainment systems in Toyota, it's very easy to get to the infotainment system. The cameras are super clear, so they did bring up the resolution, which is great. And visibility is awesome. You ready? On throttle, here we go. So you get that initial kick. So you're definitely getting more horsepower and more torque. It's just, it's a different experience of when that horsepower and torque kicks in and how it kicks in. But I like the hybrid setup over the regular ICE configuration just because of that extra torque you're getting down low. And plus, with a hybrid setup, you're lowering the center of gravity a little bit because of the battery pack, and you're definitely maximizing MPGs. But I hope that this has been a good overall review of what this Tacoma Trailhunter is bringing for 2025. We're gonna get back to where it all started and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, another great day in so many ways. Definitely gotta thank the whole Toyota team getting us access, not to just any Tacoma, but to the top trim, the Trailhunter Tacoma. Let me know in the comment section, what are your thoughts? Is this the king of mid-sized trucks? Would you rather have it than a Colorado ZR2? Let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. I'll come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rides family. Gotta give it up to Lori Rady. It's hard, it's hot out here, but you know what? She's making it happen. Thank you, Lori, for all your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.